kwanza nakura nitaimba na kucheza washa mishumaa weka keki juu ya meza oh ila usinicheke nitakuletea zawadi kidogo lichobarikiwa kimwana kwete
watu wamezeeka. Mzee ni wewe bwana.
Unajua fourth floor ndio mwisho.
Why didn't I know about this?
Just one more floor and you're done.
I'm here until 2074. Hili toka wapi?
Kasavera ina load.
Kasavera iko wapi kule? Ngong Road.
Pale Ngong Road, Kasavera. After this, please join us.
Sinyugi pombe leo taleo ni wape shombe walochelewa zikinipanda monde nitapepewa pembela ngombe au malewa ila usifoge kusema asante.
Kijana amezeeka.
Mzee ni wewe bwana. I have just started life.
Kulinde baba.
I have just been born.
40 is no joke.
Many people don't even go beyond 27. I am 25 plus 15.
Happy birthday.
This is a very big surprise. I didn't know this was loading.
Kasavera pale Ngong Road. After this 1 hour to load. Tupatane pale 6 p.m. to around 8 p.m. Tutakuwa tukipiga sherehe pale Kasavera Ngong Road.
Kata keki kata oh kata keki ya jina lako walishi na wenzako kwa ajili yako kata unilishe si kata oh kata nipone kata unilishe kata.
Miaka 40 sio mchezo, acha tucheze vile tunajua sisi kama wa Kenya. 40 years Sharon SP.
Songa huko bwana. The music is still on. Music imeisha. Sasa hii hata how did you reach at this? Anaitwa Tuku na tuko ndani ya 254 Nairobi City. Bado tunajaribu kuangalia vile mitambo zitaweza kuja back online, manake tunapata itilafu kidogo tu. Where is the camera? Camera ni gani? Hii moja. Okay, leo. Why don't you alert me of such happenings when they're coming up? In a very few minutes, we are going to be coming to you live on the Focus Group. But before we get officially ndani ya show, tuko nafanya warm up kidogo, of which honestly I didn't know this was happening. Mimi naeka microphone nasikia kama ngomba fulani kutoka nchi ya jirani Dar es Salaam ya anaitwa nani huyu kijana kutoka nini anaitwa nani huyu ambaye tumecheza ngoma yake anaitwa Harmonize na ngoma yake Happy Birthday.
You see, Bona Sharon?
Yes, please.
We are short of cameras because we are trying to set up Casavera. Casavera is going to be on fire today.
on whose bill?
It does not matter whose bill it is going to be. Tutaacha bill huko.
Watajipanga.
Kama italipwa, kama haitalipwa.
Najua italipwa. Umesema kidogo tu tena nionjeshe kama bado.
Yes.
Nini? Ndio hiyo.
Ikia watu muziki. Acha watu wacheze. Jamaa amezeeka leo. 40 years. Buda nani anafika 40 years siku hizi? Watu wanakufia 35, watu wanakufia 25, watu wanakufia 30. This guy is 40 years of age. Do you know how old that is?
They always say
that is 19, 2023.
They always say life begins at 40.
Who said so?
Ni maandiko katika vitabu vya kumbukumbu na popote pale ambapo unaweza.
That's a tithe. That's a tithe proverb. That is something you tell people when you know they are 40 years old and you still want them to give you tithe. That is not something that happens.
I was going so to say today I've been so much overwhelmed. I always like engaging. Let me stop this music a little bit, then we'll be coming back. I always like engaging my friends on Facebook, those who follow me, my fans, on one-on-one basis, on real-time basis. Like leo hii, I'd sincerely apologize. Nimekuwa overwhelmed. So there are two profiles that are blazing. One, being my birthday, I was just on an easy mode. Sikuwa na haraka ya kuanzisha siku.
Okay.
So nikasema acha niamke, nifanye shughuli. I was still researching a little bit on our today's topics. Kidogo inaje nasikia kama simu inatetemeka sana. Kuangalia my very good friend wakili Zaki Odegi had posted something pale. I didn't even go to whatever he posted. Okay. But by the time I was scrolling, there were almost more than 30 comments. Sasa nikasema hizi nikianza saa hizi. I thought I'm going to finish kufanya rehearsal and
I saw your TikTok today. It was blazing.
Najaribu mimi katika mitandao yetu.
I had this one question. You've been around for 4 decades now.
If you say it that way, nakam mzee sana. Usiseme tu
bro.
20 years with 20 years experience.
Oh, okay. 20 years with 20 years experience.
At least.
How was it? We normally see on TVs when Jesus was being crucified. How was it seeing it in real life? Did you feel it?
Jesus did. How old was Jesus when he was crucified? 30 years or 31?
Yes, you're 40 years, so you can tell us that.
I'm even older than Jesus. By the time I was done.
This guy saw Jesus got crucified.
Jesus not a mimi nimepata kwa nini? The Sunday school Bible study.
Oh, you're not around?
I wasn't around. Jesus was here. We are on the 23rd AD, after Jesus' death.
After Christ.
Oh,
you're not around?
So I've been around Ajuba.
Oh.
I know I'm old, people. I am old, but not as much as my partner here is saying. I'm old, yes, and I really like to appreciate my family. My mom has aged as she
Mwalimu.
is.
A wonderful woman.
A very wonderful woman.
A wonderful woman.
Mimi muita mama ya watu wote. Main G. Main pain.
You see, there's a story. Let me give that story kidogo. When I first met Mwalimu, that is Mama Sharon Paul.
And many others.
Mama Gaddafi.
Mama Nancy.
When I first met her, she traveled from Homa Bay. Alitravel usiku. Alifika Nairobi Westlands pale Westgate at around was it 9?
Yeah.
9 in the morning.
9ish hapo.
Na ile premium. Alikuja specifically to fulfill a request I had made. Akakuja akatuonanisha with someone that I would never have met if it wasn't for her. And after that Akanipeleka pale Sarit. Tukaingia corporate section. Mahali hata sikuwa najua kuna exist Sarit. Nikaona mkiana pale mkadeposit my checks, sijui manini, and later she came and bought me lunch. And I'm sorry for my brothers and sisters from Homa Bay. Normally, when someone from Homa Bay is going to give you lunch, a few other people need to know that.
Mom is a retired teacher, though still active, and mashake tu ni binadamu wastani tu.
Mwalimu, I do not know what to say about Mwalimu.
Let us just pray for God to give her good health, more life, because we need to see her more.
I need to see her more.
Yeah, and you met her once. So actually, the story I was coming to is, when I wake up and the first thing that I think it's just not even instincts, but I think a routine that we've had in our lives. Ukiamka tu hivi, the first thing you do, unaangalia simu. How fast? Actually, the very first message that I got on my WhatsApp was from Mrs. Anne Achie Oyombe.
What did she say?
Mrs. Oyombe.
She
sent a link, the text, and she was wishing me happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sasa alinitumia ile yangu binafsi, alafu katika pale WhatsApp ya family pia kanitumia.
Kitinda mima.
Kuna Gaddafi ananifuata. Mimi ndio second last. I'm the first son, but fifth in the family. Like, they're very beautiful.
Then Gaddafi.
Yeah, girls ahead of me. 4 of them. Though rest in peace, our eldest sister.
Yes.
Mimi alafu Gaddafi. But there was a lot of jubilation when this bouncing baby boy came on board. Celebrations bado zinaendelea. Nasikia nimepangiwa kitu hapa. Umesema inaitwa Kasavera.
Inaitwa Kasavera pale Ngong Road, and please my friends, if you are around Ngong Road, do not miss this. Sisi tunapiga show na kamera moja.
Yeye ndiye amesema sio mimi.
Tunapiga show na kamera moja. If you're along Ngong Road, we might pass by, slip by kidogo pale hivyo town hapo hivyo Koinange Street a few hours.
What wapi?
Pale hivyo Koinange Street kidogo.
Wapi hapo?
I'm not going to mention the name, but we might slip by kidogo. Tujaribu kuchokoza watu kidogo. Then we are coming back to Ngong Road. If you are around there, please join us. We are going to celebrate this thing. It only happens once. This guy is going to be 40 years old once.
I might repeat next year. I might repeat the year next year.
Buddha, I'm asking you how Jesus felt when he's being crucified. I love you telling us you're going to repeat that. How many times do you want to witness Jesus being crucified?
And there's a friend of mine. I'm overwhelmed, honestly.
Yes.
Marafiki wengi wamerusha pale shout-outs, birthday wishes, and I really say thank you very much. God bless you, and it's one love. Kuna jamaa wangu fulani moja, he's so much into football, anaitwa Bula Connell. He's an alumni of my high school.
Okay.
He was a year behind me. Specifically, he addressed a question to, this is what I'm sending to Zaki Odegi.
Okay.
Bula Connell alikuuliza bwana, give us a venue pale tutafanyia huyu kijana lunch.
Zaki Odegi wakili. What is your response?
Nasubiri kuona.
What is your response?
Kidogo unajua leo amekuwa
tumeongea naye kidogo. We've had one of those screenshot conversations. You only have one shot. He was at Milimani Law Courts. All the best Wakili. I know it's a difficult month. You're going through a very difficult case, but when you Wakili, that is your job. Hatuwezi kuambia pole. Ungekuwa mwalimu.
Ni kama kutuambia pole manake ati leo tuko na kamera moja.
Ungekuwa mwalimu kama unataka kuwa hii career.
The studio is always very busy.
Okay.
And, today most of the equipments are out. So here we are with this one camera, but we are doing well.
We are trying.
Yeah, just to bring people back on track. February is gone.
Yes.
Today is the first day of March.
The first day you do not have to treat anybody. You do not have to adhere to any demands. If you're buying a 5,000 dinner, please, today, you're able to buy a Madondo and go home peacefully. The month of love is done and gone by.
Wacha watu wa express mapenzi bana.
sichochei. Nasema tu.
1st of March, the year is 2023. There's one lady that has, we've always shared this birthday, the same birthday and birth date. Unajua 1st of March is a bit tricky. Wanga nikiangalia pale mtandaoni we very few. Actually, all you see, we only two. There's this lady called Asena. Is it Okelo or Akelo? I'll check. Asena, we call her Asena. Happy birthday to you and all the other ladies and gentlemen who are marking their birthday today and the entire of March. We are March babies. Let us celebrate. Let us make life worthwhile, because to some of us we are achieving some heights that without God tumekuwa tumefika hapa.
True.
Tulianza kwa kishindo na kile vitu vimekuwa pale juu, and I didn't even know this was planned for me, but here we are. Welcome to the Focus Group.
I deliver.
Today is Wednesday, the very first day of March, the year is 2023. And katika habari ambazo zinachibuka, there is an election that has just been wound in Nigeria.
Lagos.
Nigeria presidential election results 2023 by numbers. Wanasema pale former Lagos governor anaitwa Bolo Tinubu amekuwa declared the winner of Nigeria's 2023 presidential election. Alafu pale pia unajua by the time I was checking, you know, it's a live event. Haijaisha vile. Nilikuwa naona Nigeria has 218 as at 2023
million people.
Million
That is
the population of the country.
That is almost 5 times what we have in this country.
And it is 5 times when we only stretch ours to reach the 50 million mark. 2019 census ilikuwa nasema tuko 40 something.
Yes.
49.8 million. Ndio najua pale Nyanza na Western atuchezangi tunatoa mbegu mbaya sana.
Toa mbegu kutoa.
Huko kwenu si hata kwenu. Wewe at least we can keep you up, but kuna hii maeneo usitaki kutaja kwa majina, lakini
Usiongee vibaya.
Najua manake niko na marafiki kutoka huku and director anasema
tukaribie kidogo.
Tukaribie kidogo. Kamera ni moja, tunaomba.
This is all your fault.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Haina shida my brother.
So tunasema how much tuliambiwa Kenyan population was at around 47, 48, 49 million by the 2019 census. Tukisukuma to the to the elastic, the last stretch that we can have. Our Nigerians would have. I don't know, piga mara ine. It's when we are at 200 million.
You see, Bona Sharon.
Yes, please.
I saw some irregularities on the Nigerians elections, and by the way, do you know former president is the head observer? Yes.
Ni mtu wa nguvu bwana. Waambie vile mlicheza bwana. Wacha
mimi si kucheza kitu yote.
I am addressing
Mr. President. Thank you very much for being a representative to that wonderful event. We saw you deliver. We saw you represent this country, Kenya,
at the African level.
We saw so many people there. We saw so many head of states there. We saw so many diplomats there. But you did deliver. Not only did you deliver the observation mandate that was obliged for you to come to live up to, but also you delivered the decorum that this country upholds. And that is very good to us. We say thank you for that. We also say thank you for being
a national leader.
An
international leader, actually.
To an international leader, actually, to this country and to this continent we call Africa at large. This mandate was given to you by the HE, the President Ruto, but you lived up to it. I know most people were saying this is a low blow below the belt.
Thank you, my president, for delivering.
No, he's done a wonderful job. So actually, I want to just there's an extract that I have here. We know Kenya, we have IEBC. Kule Nigeria wako na INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission.
Okay.
This guy called His Excellency, actually, not say a guy, Bola Tinubu.
He's still a guy, okay. But
I know he's still. He's from the All Progressive Congress Party, APC. He's been declared the winner of 2023 national elections.
Yes.
The total number of votes he had, actually that's where I really wanted us to talk a little bit before we move forward, is 8.7 million. Actually, the figure is 8,794,000.
Out of 241 million.
Out of actually 218. Actually, out of 200. So I'm wondering, out of this very big population, unajua kwa sababu ukionanga Nigerian artists wameweka ngoma.
I was coming to that.
So in 2 minutes, it will blow.
Coming to that.
Yeah, but now we will tackle it. I'll give you that time. But now, out of 218 million, this is a figure that I also got from an online database. Tinubu managed to garner 8.7 billion.
What's the name again?
Anaitwa Bola Tinubu. The guy bwana, jamaa ni mzee bwana. Ukimwangalia hivi unashanga. There's some stories I was reading bwana during national celebration, national events. Wataanza tu hivi niseme kama Madaraka Day yao. Wanaanza tu hivi bwana 4 minutes into the celebration. Jamaa ashaenda off bwana.
Let me just say this. I think there should be cluster of names. So basically, if you're going to be called Duncan, it should stipulate that this Duncan belongs to a certain age group between 24 to 35. So if you're going to be called Tinubu, it should stipulate that
Tinubu.
This name belongs to
a certain age bracket.
The age bracket between the age bracket between maybe
60 to 70 something.
No,
70 something.
No, 70 and above.
Actually,
I'm just saying
he's 70 and something
and above.
Yeah. So out of that, his rival, Anaitwa Atiku Abubakar
from L something.
No, him is from the PDP.
Yeah,
it's called the People's Democratic Party.
Yes, the PDP is the chama that was found with some irregularities. So basically, there were some booklets that were found zilikuwa zimejazwa by there, and I do not know if why they lost, because the booklets seemed pretty much filled up with their.
Yeah, but even when I was watching, there was a news bite that Larry Madowo did. Was that about
big up my brother?
I never knew your brothers, but it's okay. The irregularities, zile ambazo zinafanywa tu live on air. Hey, bana. Nigerians, please. See, I know us, we also have our issues, but you can borrow a leaf from Kenya. So the leader of PDP party, that is People's Democratic Party, garnered 6,984,520. He was the second in the race. And there's a young guy who I think was the youth's favorite. Of which inasemekana hata yeye he's the one. Unajua it's like when you in Kenyan politics election, in Kenyan's election, when you can win a 90% majority in let me say a place like Western Nyanza Rift Valley.
Exactly.
Hapo hakuna mtu anakuguza.
Yes.
And then now this guy, he had the majority of votes in Lagos. You can call it Lagos. Depend kama ulikuwa ya Ururu ama Mobe. Always tulisema ni Lagos. Questions are coming up that out of him being the most voted for in Lagos, bwana alikuwa number 3, and he's the youngest actually.
Exactly.
He's the youngest. So this still tells us in African democracy, vijana Kuna ile kijana aliimba vijana tuache miadarati.
You see,
tumeacha miadarati tumeingia kupiga kura, but
there's something that our opposition leader was trying to establish some time back. Na ikapigwa sana. So basically what our opposition leader was trying to establish is, and by the way, before we move on, Mr. Larry Mado, thank you very much for watching my brother. Niliona ukikula kuku ya bure. Lipia kuku bwana.
Ile walipatia, there's a way to woo voters to come and vote. Yeah, sasa ile achana na Larry akule kuku.
Huko sio Kisumu. Huko lipia bwana. Acha kukula vitu za bure. So basically, this is what I'm trying to say. So you see, there is this young person who has majority over the youth votes in that area, because basically he had the Lagos vote. By the Lagos votes, it meant that this guy had the majority vote of the youth. Because most of the youth, it's like Nairobi. If you have Sakaja, who has most of the votes in Nairobi, it means that this guy has a metropolitan vote. But you have other leaders who have the tribal vote. And this is what the opposition leader was trying to bring about. But then again, this ilikuja ikapigwa na force kidogo, sababu there are people who would want to be in the elective positions and they want to prove that they have the majority leadership. But there is something one of the leaders said. If these people we see on the presidential ballots na wanashinda as presidents, if these people were scaled down wakuje wasimame governors in Nairobi, they would not get 2 votes. Sio mimi nilisema, kuna mtu alisema hivi.
It's somewhere there in written.
Do you see these 2 people? People we call, let me call them as they are. HE President Ruto. And his right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba. Do you know if they came to Nairobi and vied for the governor's position in Nairobi? Do you know inaweza kuwa kesi nyingine tofauti sana.
These are national figures.
Inaweza kuwa tofauti. This is what I'm saying. You see, these people vie for presidency on a mass volume. So basically, there is a plateau where they are placed and told you need to vie at a certain position. But because they have some volumes from where they come from, you get?
It must not be necessarily from where they come from, but I believe they always have a mass volume following across the nation. That's why utapata wanasema somebody is stronghold. Hata ile place yenye sio stronghold yake hata toka bila some votes.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I get your...
So that is why you see, if you're going, please, if I'm putting it blunt, please tell me I need to stop. If you're going to go to Kibera...
The focus group should be as blunt as possible.
Yes.
We're giving facts.
If you're going to go to Kibera and you're going to vie against the right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, then please do not kid yourself. Enda nyumbani chukua blanketi ulale. Mapema asubuhi. But kuna mtu mmoja alimpiga competition by the by-election, anaitwa His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. Alimake a point na alibishana na yeye ile time Mariga alikuwa anavai, alimpiga competition, haikai competition.
Lakini sasa I didn't want to
that is point for another day. All I'm saying is, you see, the guy who won the majority votes in Lagos, alishinda. If this guy alikuwa anashindania mahali
hakuna Bola Tinubu,
yes, kama alikuwa anashindania mahali hakuna any tribal clustering, huyu jamaa angekuwa president. The first sunlight iliwaka hivi in Nigeria, angekuwa president. But simply because there are people who've mastered the art of tribal politics,
which really haunts us here in Kenya.
Exactly. So I want you to take what do you call them? The nationality or the rationality of the Kenyan politics. This is whereby you have 50 million people. You have 14 million voters in this country. And from the 14 million voters, you have one tribe, ama two tribes, that carry almost 3/4 of the votes in this country.
Before you proceed, I'll tell you one thing for a fact. Whoever is watching can take this to bank. What you've just said, any sitting government, whichever ethnic community they're coming from, and a census has to happen when they're still in presidency, will push that their ethnic community has the majority of the majority of the highest population. Let me say that. You remember? Let me take you back during Kibaki Raila, I think 2007. You know, all Kibaki's strongholds zilikuwa zishatolewa.
Okay.
All the dailies had Raila is taking an early lead. Tukaenda kulala bwana, kuamka. Tulisema hii ni miujiza gani? I've worked in Tarakaniti. Tarakaniti, the only place that has population is the town, the CBD. Maze tuko tunapatiwa Tarakaniti, votes kutoka Tarakaniti zinakuja in millions. The entire population of Tarakaniti by then ataiko inafika sijui ngapi. So you see, population census is how much the Kenya Bureau of Statistics inafanya. It has a lot of influence from the current government. So that, let me just clear. Yes. I know you are banning from the current government. So that whoever is in power,
yes.
tutambiwa like that people from wherever the government, the people who are running the government, pale wanatoka,
yes.
has the highest number. Marake, with the research background that we have, when I traversed Tarakaniti, mpaka nilikuwa najiuliza hizi kura zilikuwa zinatoka wapi? Tarakaniti 1 kilometers out of your town, boss, it's dry, vast, it's a semi-arid, I can say. So you see, basing all our negotiations and whatever ile gumzo yote ambayo tungependa kukuwa nayo about population census and how it influences to favor the current government, it's a story that will never end. So ethnicity hapa, how much you're trying to bring it down to see that huyu jamaa kama angekuwa na hiyo tribal euphoria,
yes,
angeshinda at the break,
angefanya ile kitu ya stronghold.
Sasa watu walikuja kugutuka baadaye, wakasema stronghold zinatolewa baadaye.
Hizo ndizo zinatolewa baadaye. But you see, I would rather have a rigging, or not a rigging, my apologies. I would rather have what happened in 2007. We had one of the beautiful, most brilliant presidents we'll ever have in this country. Between 2002, I was a child by then, and that is 2013, when Uhuru got into power. For the 10 years, Kibaki, Emilio Mwai Kibaki ruled this country. That's a regret I'll never have. I know democracy was bleached. I know democracy was stepped on. I know democracy was painted red on a point where democracy was trying to thrive in this country. But we could have never done a mistake that did brilliance in this country than we did with Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Emilio Mwai Kibaki was one of the most brilliant presidents we would have in this country.
Baba
Jimmy is one president. If a mistake was to be made again, that is one president I would make a mistake and stick to. There's one thing I say. Regimes we've had from 2013
it's one.
Yeah, from
this
we've had two, because this is another regime we're living in. And from 2017, that's another regime we've lived in.
Two regimes, but
yes,
same persons.
Same different concepts. So from 2013, we've had what I normally say is every person, every president brings something on the table. Even the worst of the presidents brings something on the table.
Yeah, and they always say they can never be a worst president because Sazile utaona wewe unamwona as the worst president.
Exactly.
People who are really.
That is why democracy calls for constant change of presidency. So each and every regime can bring something new to the table.
That's the reason why it reached a point where the second regime to be in power lasted for 24 years. And
Exactly.
We can't carry anything home.
Exactly. It is not that Moi was not a good person.
He was.
It is only that he recycled the same thing over and over again. You see, Moi is from this small tribe in Kalenjin called Tugen. So whatever he had to bring on the table, this guy recycled this thing for 24 years. You get?
They became irrelevant.
That became not only irrelevant, it became obsolete. You get?
Yeah.
So this guy had nothing to offer, but he recycled it for 24 years. It is not that Moi was a bad person. It is only that he overstayed.
And the more you stay, the more irrelevant
Exactly.
you become. So I'm still trying to look at this.
Let me just finish on something.
Yes,
I started on something. On Uhuru's regime, democracy calls for a different. Democracy calls for a continuity of diversityness. You get? So basically, you have Thuku Muita, you have Sharon Paul, you have CK, our director, you have someone else, and another person. The reason why democracy will call for an exchange of power over and over again from different people, it is not because that there is someone perfect out there. It is only because that one person has their view of what a developing country needs to be. Then once you get that view in Actiwa, you get another person, brings something else, then a country grows. You get? The only difference is Uhuru did not match up to Kibaki's. His predecessor had so much to give that Uhuru did not match up to that. But it does not mean Uhuru did not have anything to give.
He gave a lot.
Uhuru gave a lot
he
to
went
this
home
country.
with a good legacy.
He gave this country the platform, my friend, in Africa, in East Africa. Go to our neighboring country down here.
Don't mention the name.
I'm not mentioning the name. And call the president.
We don't want issues.
Call the president Mdoto Waumba. See how long you're going to last. You get? So basically, what I'm saying is Uhuru gave something to this country. I'm not saying he's a good person.
And you're not saying he's a bad person.
I'm not saying he's a bad person.
Yeah.
But he gave this country what he felt that this country deserved.
And that is what we always want from our elected
Exactly.
leaders. And so, communication and a lot of talk going around the social media is how these people settle on Bola Tinubu. Because actually, he's the oldest, I think, at 70 years. Actually, he is 70 years. Now, when I was trying to cut you short, I just wanted to share, because today we just wanted to focus on the Nigerian elections 2023 presidential results. And we are not very far from what happened in Kenya, I think 6 months ago. So, Tinubu comes from the APC party. He's garnered 8.7 million. Actually, it is 8,794,726. And then we have Atiku Abubakar from the PDP party. He's garnered 6,984,520,000. Then we have Peter Obi. I don't know whether he's Obina's brother. Yeah, from the LP party. he's garnered, what are you laughing? He's garnered 6,101,533. We have Rabui Kwankwaso. Rabui has 1.4 million. Actually, it's 1,496,687. All this, if you sum them up, that is 8, 6, 14. It's not even coming to almost 25 million votes cast. And then when we come back to the population of this country, 218 million.
So how many people voted in general?
Yeah, from the votes cast for all these people, that is 8 and 6, 12, 20. That's around 21 plus the many hundreds on top can come to around 23 million.
What's the general population of that country?
218.
My friend, when you sit in there and thinking Nigeria is better than us, please think twice.
I'd like to share with the Kenyans the way former president will start. Fellow Kenyans.
Exactly.
Kenya is one of the best countries to stay in.
Please.
Let's stay home, and home is best, east and west. Let's stay home and build our country.
As much as this is a dilapidated government, please enjoy your country. Enjoy this country and enjoy it to the fullest. This is one of the countries that will have freedom. This is a country that you have multiple refugees coming into. I don't know if you've ever walked to Koinange Street and end to end, and you see how many nationalities you'll find out there. Do you know how many? I do not know how many. I'm asking a random question. I wasn't expecting you to answer.
I'm also responding as per what you asked.
If you've ever walked on Koinange Street, my brother, just try and look around how many nationalities you will find out there.
Very many.
From Somali, people who call themselves Kenyans, from Sudanese, from Rwandese, from Congo, from Nigeria. Actually, Kilimani, my brother.
Yeah, that's.
I think Kilimani should be a little Lagos.
An overseas province of
Lagos.
of Nigeria as a whole.
This is how Kenya is. This is how beautiful Kenya is. If you look at where our former president, Mheshimiwa, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai wa Kenyatta, was in Nigeria as a lead observer. He was observing these elections. And these elections have proven that Kenya is a 50 million population, general population, and a 14 million elected voter country. We've had a president that was elected on an 8 million vote. So basically...
Okay, these 8 million votes, to date we still don't know whose votes are there, because both parties are claiming the
exactly, that is why I'm saying presumed. The Right Honorable...
You're very careful with your words.
Raila Amolo Odinga is saying he's not going to let this go because he's not satisfied. I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is, if you look at the margins that are in between Kenya and Nigeria, Nigeria has a general population of 215. Is that 204?
218.
218 million people. You only have a population of about 25 million voters.
Did you even reach there? I think it was around.
Whatever was on record.
We had 8 and 7. That was 15. Wale ambao walikata kupiga kura, the spoil votes and stuff.
So
bring
please,
us to around
so please,
20 or something.
Let us embrace our country. This country is bigger than the politician. This country is bigger than that parliament you see there. We cannot fit the 50 million people in that small house you see along Parliament House. Hawa watu wanatoshaka kwa hiyo nyumba.
Parliament Road.
Na hata watoshaki kwa hiyo nyumba. Most of them unawapataga hapo kwa kantini wakipiga double black. Wengine wako parliament wanatijenga sheria, wengine wako ndani ya nyumba hata hawajai. Most of the people you find in that house are Emilio Odhiambo, who are the perennial people making noise in that parliament, and Akina Dindi Nyoro and the rest. Those are the only people you'll find in parliament making motion. Those are the only people you'll find in parliament making substantive equations in that parliament. The rest of them do not even care about you.
Once they are
previous,
elected, they are out there making noise.
The previous government, I am so sure there are some people, that record is always there. There are some people who are there for a term of 5 years, but they never even
10 years actually.
Yeah, 10 years. They never even mentioned. They never even introduced themselves on the floor.
Exactly.
Ni kuingia kukaa kukula marupurupu na
No,
kuondoka.
anatoka na wanaenda. And I think there should be a law in this country which stipulates very well that if you do not, you see, in campus, if you do not attend a certain percentage of classes, then you're disqualified.
You cannot graduate.
Yes. Then there should be a law that stipulates if you do not attend a certain number of parliament sittings, then you're disqualified from being an MP. And as we saw yesterday, a certain MCA that was passed by IBC and approved to be an MCA, that 6 months later anaitisho mshahara,
3.18
the same should happen. And reckless statements that are made by elected officials, if you make a reckless statement, then you should reimburse your salary and go home.
As we stand as of now, Bola Tinubu has been declared the president of Nigeria 2023.
A seamless election that was overseen, that was observed by our His Excellency, the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Thank you very much. We do not know mahali ulipeleka Margaret, ulimficha. Hatujui mahali ulimficha. Tunaweza taka kuona mama wa taifa. Please bring her back to the limelight. Tujue hata kama Beyond Zero inaendelea. Acha kumficha sana.
We have a new government, everything will fall in shape.
Yes.
Getting back to, today you did almost everything. It's when I'm seeing even the topic of our show, fourth floor edition. Yeah? I'm officially 41. So when you makofi, man. It is not easy to achieve this, man. It's just
4 decades on this earth, my friend.
It is not a walk in the park.
4 decades.
So we have friends who are watching with us on board. Actually, these are all my friends. I have Lydia Warburg, Lydia, and
The same Lydia I know.
I don't know. Lydia, there is such I know. I think Lituma to Salam. This is Peter Mbija et al., a very good friend of mine. He said happy birthday, British Macau. Happy birthday, PSS. Alex Woodworth, amesema diaspora is locked, best show boss. Amesema shukran sana. Amesema best shows. You nini piga na makofi.
Ninaposiwa nipige makofi. Nitapiga tu bra.
Anthony Anyona is another very good friend of mine, a very serious architect and engineer. I always call him engineer. Way back in our bay. Amesema kitu hapo lakini acha nipite. And then we have Steph anajita Steph Honey, lakini jina ambalo najua jina halali sana ni Steph Achoki, a friend to my sister. Pia amesema hapo happy birthday. Kidogo tu niende pale ambapo nilikuwa nimeposti hapa. Sasa leo kuna shida bana. I will sit, nitarespond kwa kila mtu. Anytime we're celebrating a milestone, whoever reaches out, we try and reach back and say thank you.
This is your day. You do you.
Yeah, so ni wengi sana nitashindwa hata mention, but I'll just pick randomly a few. We have Gregory, we have Clara Machogu is in the US, Maureen Oko Sounds. Watu wako na majina bana.
Huyo wa US analipo. Simwambia tume $1 tu confirm kama ni legit.
Atatuma. We have Flo here. Yaani watu wako wengi, nasema shukrani sana. Wasilwa Eric.
Wasilwa. Mtu wasilasia.
We have Paulino Duke and there are very many boss. Let me try and get the very, very first one that came on air. Donna Midigo, I know she's in, I think, South Sudan. I'm not about me. I'm an international body man. Lorraine Omondi Nyaka Black.
Umesema Sudan?
Nani?
Umesema Sudan?
South.
South Sudan.
Si hapa South ndio kuna mafuta.
Oh, ndio umesema you're international. Unajua unajaribu kushikanisha South Sudan na internationality. You is your flow. It is your flow, my brother. See, God.
Lorraine Omondi, Nyaka Black, she works at radio, not Radio Ramogi, but Ramogi TV, a very good friend of mine. Amelia Diambo, Banis. Allow me to say and send a very special thanks to this lady, Banis. You know, in my life, circle of being a commercial model. But I first auditioned in 2006. The very first times I came to Nairobi. Boss, ilikuwa ni audition after audition. Nilichapa audition mpaka nilikuwa naingia I don't need the directors to tell me what to do. Mimi nilikuwa naingia kama
what to do.
I knew what to do.
You failed enough times to know where the mistakes were.
Exactly. So I could perfect it day by day. 2006 to 2017 is when I got my first gig. I was all over the billboards. Wayaki Way, Mombasa Road, all the way up to Kisumu, courtesy of Banis. Send me your photos. Nakaniambia, I won't even guarantee you. Mi nimepokea simu, nitazi edit kidogo nitumie the directors. If at all they say yes, boss, she called me at around, I think 10 in the night. I was in Nakuru, nilikuwa field. Boss, the following day by 8, I was in our office. That's how it happened. Patience, resilience. You have to push. For you to make it in this arena, you don't even need to know anybody. The only thing you can need somebody to know somebody ni akukatia line kwa audition. Beyond audition, bana nakwambia wewe enda uombe. Thank you very much, Banis. I have a War Okado. This is a very senior banker. Pam, okay, wako wengi. Nicole Cheryl, thank you very much. Damaris McKenna, tumefanya nao kazi, and Ruth Mbata, there's I think founder and CEO of Samani sana. Mtu sana anataka kuona kama niko live. Ruth Mbata has a very nice hotel inaitwa Kalongolongo in Kisumu. And I won't make it to read all this, but I sincerely say asanteni sana. It's a milestone. Pali nimefika ni Mungu tu, na shukrani sana kwa marafiki ambao tumefanya nao kazi. Hata tulijuana tu katika kazi kabla tukuje tuanze kufanya hii issue yetu ya the focus group. And we always say, most importantly, family.
I want you to look at that camera. You've been around for 4 decades.
Why are you rubbing that? Kidogo pia, before you come to that, unajua uliambia watu iko sherehe. Nimeona nani anaitwa Betty.
There are people trying to call.
Yeah, I'm losing her. Ameuliza hii sherehe iko wapi bwana? Warudilie tena.
Ni Bite.
Asi Bite, another friend of mine, wakili Betty amenipotelea hapa.
Betty. You know Ngong Road? Right after Coptic, there's a club called Casavera. It's on Ngong Road. Let's meet there. Let's mobilize. Let's have a nice sherehe. Na ukuje na pesa, usikuje mkono tupu. Kama unakuja mkono tupu, as KRG anasemaga, kama unakuja ukinuka mdomo, usinikaribie. Kama unakuja mkono tupu, usikuje.
Betty karibu. Kuja hata. Nikwenda kusema bila nguo, lakini ni sawa. Tutafanya vile tutafanya. Zako Diki hapo amesema start life bro. Maxwell Ochola amesema hapo happy birthday. This friend of mine is called Betty B. Okay, unaweza isoma hii. Sitaki kusema
BJ.
Okay, ni Betty BJ. Sasa tunasema shukrani sana. Ombija, nani our friend Hemston
pia. Bwana Hemston ako pale KBC ametulia kidogo.
Ariel Otieno, Belio huko, very good friend of mine from way back in the day. This is Nyakwaruduya Kiwanja. Doti. Thank you so much. Felix Boss, how is it possible?
Felix.
Bwana officer. 40 times 2 focus girls, 2 hatupumui, life begins now.
Tumesema aje? Times 2 focus guys. hatupumui, life begins now, enjoy life buddies. Hakuna.
Thank you very much. We have Harriet good girl amesema hapo that day akinyira pudo na mitara pudo raps. Happy birthday. I mean it mbaba bana. I'm just 20 years of experience.
So there's a question I was posing.
Yes, please.
Bwana Sharon.
Umesema I've been around for 20 decades.
I want you to look at that camera and tell us when and after you met Jesus, the 4 decades you've been around, what would you tell the people of this country? What have you learned? What is your motivation to keep going? What is the life providing for you?
Mr. Tuku, I'll tell you, for me to have reached this point in life, there's a level of self-discipline. However much tunajua saa zingine tunakiuka mipaka, tunafanya mambo fulani yafaa kujulikana, but there's that self-discipline, having limits. You can do stuff, but do them within limits. You know, at 20, 30 is when you can say you are at peak. You want to explore and experience everything, but have limits. Apart from that, I was born and brought up in a very staunch religious background. We're Catholics. Try and put the church as close to you as possible. And there's one other thing that really matters a lot is family. How much everybody has outgrown, mumeenda kivyenu, please stay together as family. There's that wisdom and a point of a point of when things get tough, you have to get back to family. Family is very important. Friends, very important. You can have 1 million friends, but there are those around 10, 20 that when the tough comes to the toughest, you'll run to them. And above all, boss, God, Mungu ndio mwanzilishi na anayemaliza chochote kile.
And what are the misses you would tell us? Because those are the hits. What are the misses that you tell us to avoid ama go through them na ujanja? The misses now.
One, never expect or have too much expectation from this world or from people. Be you.
Exactly.
Do you.
Exactly.
And I always believe in when you get, give. It will come back in triples and quadruples. So however much you live in your life, please try and remember you also have a slight outer circle beyond you that are looking up on you. Do you try and give? The other thing that I always tell people, just learn to be on a freestyle mode. Usijikaze maisha. I think what has really helped me is I can really socialize very easily with people because I'll see you coming. I'll get waswahili wanasema haukatai wito lakini kataa wito wala. Let that person come. Let them say whatever they want. You'll pick what you want. Whatever you don't want, unaenda zako. So getting communication from a director, I think we are really running out of time when we're getting to somebody else's time. So we can carry this forward on the social media arena.
This is the focus group, the 40th edition. This is the first day of March, the end of the month of love and the beginning not of the hatred month, but the continuity of love. We are enjoying this day as we welcome Mr. Sharon Paul to the first floor. We say the fourth floor. I'm not yet there, but I'm coming.
First day of fourth floor.
First day of fourth floor. We say thank you very much for being with us. We say thank you very much for joining us today. It has been a difficult year, 2022, as we ushered in the year of 2023. Thank you for watching us and thank you for continuity, enjoyment with us as we say our grace, and now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen and amen. Ndio mziki, karibu.
Uprise music, baby.
Feel like I got the recipe. nitapoza na furaha, nitaimba na kucheza, washa mishumaa, weka keki juu ya meza, oh ila usinicheke, nimekuletea zawadi kidogo lichobarikiwa, akimwana mkwete aja na dumu la maji nasije akakumwagia, ana kapicha kako nitakaposti, wasokupenda itawakosti, leo siku yako nishajikoki, tuko rafiki zako tunasema happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you,
40 years it is.
birthday to you, happy birthday to you.
Umekubali umezeeka? Kasavera pale Ngong Road, tupatane in the next 1 hour. Tupeleke kijana pale huko Crave.
Talewa